The Honorable Dan Fernandez.
Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of Congressman Dan, I have a point of order myself.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
What's your point of order?
The motion for the motu proprio is a motion that I filed. And it seems that it's been alluded to twice by our colleagues. I would have appreciated if they had objections to the motu proprio motion, they would have showed it in proper writing or opposed it. But insofar as it was able to garner enough support, then that is why we're pushing through with the motu proprio hearing to review the franchise of NGCP. The very nature why I pushed for this motion, Mr. Chair, is so that we can look into whether or not, number one, NGCP is complying with the franchise that has been provided to them by Congress. Number two is also to look into the efficiency of NGCP with regards to their performance in providing electricity to the Filipino people. So I don't think if there is a question of the wisdom behind the motu proprio inquiry into the franchise, I would have welcomed an opposition in my motion. But to push it forward during the hearing proper, I think it would just be proper, Mr. Chair, that we continue on with what is on the agenda, following what we have already approved as the agenda for the committee hearing, just so that we cannot lose track and focus of the very purpose of why we're here and waste time while our guests are here in front of us. And I'm sure they're also waiting for their opportune time to discuss this matter, Mr. Chair.
JJ Suarez. Definitely, this motu proprio hearing followed all the rules and with the permission of the committee on rules that this be done. So we have enough votes for this. So the Honorable Dan Fernandez recognized. Silence requested.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman. And the very reason why we are here right now ay yung sinabi ni Congressman Presley is talagang maibaba yung presyo ng transmission rate. And that's the reason why we've been fighting this for so many years. As a matter of fact, noong 2019 pa, pinaglalaban na po natin itong reset na kung saan ay 2011 ang last recorded na rate reset. And it's been like 13 years. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa po. And that's the reason why we're asking why. Di ba, bakit hindi nagkakaroon ng panibagong set ng rates para sa transmission? And kung mapapababa natin ang lahat ng mga building blocks that the ERC is now evaluating through the RAAC and the NCL, like the return on capital, the CAPEX, the opening ROB, the regulatory asset base, and even the depreciation on the capital, on the return of capital, at even the operating and maintenance expenses, I'm pretty sure, ito pong ating pong hearing na to, magkakaroon ng positibong resulta sa pagbaba ng kuryente ng transmission rate ng ating pong bansa. Now, magsimula po muna tayo dito, Mr. Chairman. Ang tatanungin ko po ay ang NGCP regarding doon po sa inyong IPO na in the last hearing, I mentioned about this IPO. Ano po ba yung legal obligation ng NGCP regarding the public offering na binabanggit ng provision ng ating pong batas? Attorney Malyari, you can answer this.
Your Honor, may I open our franchise law? Just give me 30 seconds.
Sure. It's, simple lang po yan, Attorney Malyari. It's about the franchise law under Section 8.
Meron ba? RA...
Okay, ako na lang mag-mention, Attorney Malyari. So under Section 8, ang mandato po ng ating pong NGCP is to offer sa public yung ating pong share of stock. At ito po ay within 10 years from the commencement of its operation. At kung ating pong pagbabasihan yung commencement ng inyong pong operation, nagsimula po kayo noong January 15, 2009. At yung pong inyong statutory deadline ay natapos noong January 14, 2019. Ngayon po ay January 14, 6 years ago. Doon po natapos yung inyo pong deadline para po sa tinatawag mo nating pagpasok po ninyo sa IPO na siya pong tinakda ng Section 8 under Republic Act 9511. So ngayon, Attorney Malyari, I will be asking you a question. Why is this public offering requirement was imposed by law? Ano po ba yung sinasabi nating purpose behind it? Bakit tayo minamandato ng public offering?
Your Honor, as to the wisdom of the legislation, it will be this honorable representation that may be able to expound that, because it is indeed written in our franchise. So, bakit minamandato na
tayo po ay mag-IPO? Kasi kung titingnan mo po, Attorney Malyari, halos lahat ng mga public utilities, minamandato yan na mag-IPO tayo. I-share natin sa public yung ating pong pag-aari ng ating pong entity dahil public utility to. So, the very rationale of our Constitution under Section 2 of Article 4, Article 12 of the 1987 ay magkaroon ng equity yung ating mga mamayan. To be more transparent, magkaroon tayo ng accountability, and at the same time, yung ownership at yung operation, ay mapapunta sa ating mga kababayan. Most especially, ang ating pong transmission, no, is a natural monopoly. Ang ibig sabihin po ay wala po siyang kakumpetensya. And that's the reason why, kung wala siyang kakumpetensya, kailangan siya ng partisipasyon ng ating pong mga kababayan. Now, I will be asking you again, Attorney Malyari, are there entities in the energy sector or elsewhere na masabi natin that the public offering is also being provided? Meron po ba kayong alam that yung mga public utilities are sharing their ownership to the public?
Your Honor, top of my head, I apologize. I am not aware
Sige,
of other public utilities.
Okay,
top of my head.
ERC, meron po ba tayo alam na mga public utilities? ERC Commissioner, Chairman Dimalanta?
Yes, Mr. Chair. In fact, the EPIRA requires, under its current form, EPIRA requires generation companies, distribution utilities, as well as for individual franchises, like for telecoms, for example, they have public listing requirement. Correct.
Under Republic Act 79-25, yung ating pong mga public telecommunications mandates na to offer at least 30% sa IPO. At ito pong ating may nilad nung ating pong inaprubahan ng kanilang renewal ng kanilang concession agreement, pumasok din po yung kanilang IPO. And even the Manila Water, ito po yung sinasabi ko in the last hearing, yung pong kanilang mga empleyado, no? Sayang wala si Attorney Cynthia, pero during that time, sa hearing, sinabi ko na ang Maynilad, ito pala yun, yung ESOP, Employee Stock Option Plan, na kung saan binigyan nila ng share ang kanilang mga empleyado, which dapat yun po ang ginawang una ng NGCP kung talagang mahal nila ang kanilang mga employees. Now, tama si Chairman Mona that under the EPIRA law, yung ating pong Republic Act 9136, 15% doon sa ating mga distribution utilities. And isa pang batas na nagsasabi dito ay Republic Act number 8479. Ito po yung Downstream Oil Industry Deregulation Act of 1998 na inaalaw na mapapunta sa public yung 10% of their common stock. Now, ang tanong ko sa iyo, Attorney Malyari, did NGCP meet the legal requirement for an IPO within 10 years from the grant of its franchise.
Your Honor, I would like to read now that I was able to open the Section 8 of NGCP franchise RA 93511. Dispersal of ownership, Mr. Chair, two ways, Mr. Chair. One is to make a public offering of the shares representing at least 20% of the outstanding capital stock or higher percentage that may hereafter be provided by law. And there's another, Mr. Chair, provided that the listing in the PSE of any company which directly or indirectly owns or controls at least 30% of the outstanding shares of stock of the grantee shall be considered full compliance.
All right. So, tatanungin lang kita, Attorney Malyari. Simple lang yung tanong ko. Did NGCP meet the legal requirement for an IPO within the 10 years period that was mentioned in Section 8, Republic Act 9511? Yes or no?
Your Honor, our legal position is yes.
Yes, your legal position is yes. Correct. Now, noong November 13, 2018, para maintindihan po ng ating mga kasamahan at mga nanonood sa atin, para at least maging klaro po. Kasi dito ako ipaglalaban ko that you have violated Section 8, Republic Act 9511. But in your contention, in your statement a while ago, you have mentioned that in May 26, 2022, the order of the ERC was that NGCP was compliant with Section 8. But that was in contrast with the decision of the ERC on March 10, 2021, when they rejected your motion for reconsideration when you filed a petition on November 13, 2018. Now, ang tanong ko sa iyo, Attorney Malyari, ano ang final nyo nung November 13, 2018 sa ERC with regards to this listing of share of stock of the NGCP?
Mr. Chair, I am not the counsel that personally
Who is the proper person to answer my query?
Mr. Chair, can you just give me one minute, Mr. Chair?
Okay, para padadaliin ko na to. Alam ko naman sagot sa mga tanong ko. I just wanted to find out if you know my questions. Now, November 13, 2018, barely 2 months prior to the statutory deadline that was set by the franchise law that was given to NGCP, nag-file kayo ng petition for the approval of the extension of the period for listing of the shares of stock of the NGCP. Under this petition, ang inyong prayer ay ma-extend po yung period ng listing ng inyong pong shares of stock. Are you familiar with this?
Now that you're mentioning, Mr. Chair, I'm taking your word as is.
All right.
Chair.
Now, tanong ko sa commission, ERC. Wala pa si Mona Lisa dito. Siguro ang tatanungin ko dito ay si Ma'am Commissioner Maceda. Ma'am, thank you for being here. Ano po naging aksyon ng komisyon on this petition for extension of the listing of shares of stock of NGCP?
If it's the November 2018 motion to extend, actually, there was a prayer actually to extend the period for listing of shares of stock of NGCP. The decision of the Commission was adopted March 3, 2020, as you mentioned, Your Honor, and the decision was to deny such motion to extend the period to comply with the public listing requirement.
So, ang kanilang prayer prior to the deadline noong listing ng share of stocks ng NGCP in accordance with Section 8, ay dininay noong March 3, 2020. Am I correct?
I confirm that, Your Honor.
And what are the other directive of the NGCP or of the ERC to the NGCP regarding doon po sa process ng public listing?
Yes, sir. If I may just read the pertinent portion of the order, Your Honor.
Yes, please go ahead.
This is the order dated 3 March 2020 on the public offering requirement. Wherefore, the foregoing premises considered, the petition filed by the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines seeking the Commission's approval of its proposed extension of period to list its shares of stock in compliance with RA 9511 is hereby denied and is directed to comply with the following. Number 1, NGCP is directed to commence immediately the process of public listing pursuant to RA 9511 and to fully comply with the same within 6 months from receipt of the decision. Second, NGCP is hereby directed to submit a compliance report showing its compliance with its public listing obligation within 30 days from the said compliance. So ordered.
So in other words, Madam Maceda, there was a directive from the Commission for NGCP to immediately comply with the process of publicly listing.
I confirm that, Your Honor.
Sila po ba ay nag-submit ng compliance report na binabanggit nyo sa order ninyo? Within 30 days, sinabi po dito, to submit a compliance report.
From my recollection, Your Honor, they submitted a motion for reconsideration, and it was filed within the time frame as provided under our rules.
All right. That I understand. Okay. We will go on that, Madam Maceda. Punta mo muna tayo bago tayo pumunta sa motion for reconsideration. Doon sa petition nila no November 13, 2018, was there any representation from NGCP that it will be pursuing a share swap transaction as a form of compliance with the public listing requirement under Section 8 of Republic Act 9511? Was there any mention of the share swap? Noong November 2018, 2 months prior to the statutory deadline of January 14, 2019.
There was no mention of that, Your Honor.
No mention. Okay. In March 3, 2020,
Your Honor, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead.
Just to add, in our deliberations, there was no mention at all of a share swap agreement, but
Ma'am, can you speak louder, please? And Ma'am Mona Lisa, can you kindly turn off your mic, please?
from our discussions, Your Honor, the share swap transaction was never discussed during the deliberations of the Commission. But I've been perusing through the order that was issued, and I note here that from the evidences submitted actually by the applicant, there was an indication that they had abandoned the share swap, no?
I was about to go there. Excuse me, Madam. Because I have read all the documents that I gotten in the website of the ERC, and even the partial initial determination and also the draft of final determination. I got all these copies, and it's here with me, and I've read about it. Ma'am, ang tanong ko po, hindi ko alam kung nandun kayo sa hearing during nung dinidiscuss po itong news report na sinasabi mo entitled noong November 17, 2010 by ABS-CBN News entitled C. Junior Cojuto may raise funds for NGCP via backdoor listing was among the exhibits submitted by NGCP, and the stated purpose of its submission based on the decision was to prove that the attempt at backdoor listing was abandoned in 2016. So ito po yung minimension nyo, no? That they have the intention to abandon the share swap because there was a due adverse decision from the BIR regarding the tax-free status of the transaction. And as a matter of fact, doon sa Annex G, no, na nakuha ko rin po doon sa inyo pong documents coming sa website. News report posted on the website of the DOE on March 1, 2016 entitled Si Cojuto Cancel Share Swap Deal for Synergy Grid. Also submitted to ng NGCP. May I know? Siguro sa NGCP. May I know, NGCP, what this adverse ruling of the BIR is all about? Kasi inabandon po niyo yung share swap noong 2020 yes.
May I know the year, Your Honor? 2016?
The NGCP attempt the backdoor listing noong 2016. Pero inabandon po nila at pagkatapos po, kinancel na po nila yung share swap. Pero dito po, nakikita po natin na ibinalik natin yung share swap. You abandon the share swapping methodology because here sa submission nyo po sa ERC, you have mentioned the adverse ruling of the BIR. So, ang tinatanong ko po, ano po yung adverse ruling ng BIR about doon po sa tax-free status of this transaction?
Your Honor, I have no information insofar as that one, but given we will provide, Your Honor, we'll look in our files, Your Honor.
Attorney, are you the proper person to be representing NGCP? Kasi kanina ko pa napapansin, lahat paiwas yung tanong sagot nyo
Your Honor, hindi po sa umiikot
Because
na
this
po.
is one of the alleged violation that was committed by NGCP. Section 8 of Republic Act 9511, we discussed that in the last hearing. And this issue, we tackled in the last hearing. Mabigat po itong allegation sa inyo. And this may cause your revocation of the franchise of NGCP. Don't you know that?
Your Honor, I am very much aware of the gravity of what we're...
So bakit hindi po kayo nagsama ng mga taong may alam sa sitwasyon ng mga bagay na tinatanong po ng mga members of this committee? Anyway, I hope that next time na po, sana po, mapadala po yung mga tamang tao. ERC, wouldn't you say that it was apparent for this evidence kanina na binanggit po natin that yung pong submitted voluntarily by NGCP, kasi sila po nag-submit ito that they had abandoned the share swap as an alternative to the public listing requirement?
Your Honor, I'm looking at the order of March 3, 2020, and yes, I confirm that there's an enumeration of exhibits or evidences submitted to us, and among them, as you had mentioned earlier, I think that's Annex G and Annex D.
Yes.
Yes, it appears in our order that NGCP submitted that, and that there was a notation that the attempt at backdoor listing was abandoned in 2016 due to an adverse BIR ruling regarding the tax-free status of the transaction. I don't recall this being questioned by NGCP in its motion for reconsideration.
So, tanong natin sa NGCP with that, kino-confirm mo, NGCP, did you comply with the directives of the Commission on its decision dated March 3, 2020? Na kung saan sinasabi, ano na po tayo, pumasok na po tayo sa IPO. Mag-IPO na tayo dahil lang sinasabi ng Section 8. Nag-comply po ba kayo?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, now that I have here some documentation in order to support what I will be stating now, may I be allowed to make some chronology, Your Honor?
Sige, go ahead.
Apo. Your Honor,
Attorney
13
Malyari,
November.
address the chair, please. Do you have a presentation, or is that just something you're going to read from your cell phone?
Wala pong presentation, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
please proceed.
Your Honor, you have mentioned the 13th November 2018 So NGCP filed a petition on 13 November 2018 before the ERC for the approval of the extension of the period for the listing of shares of stock of NGCP.
Correct.
These are the reasons cited, Your Honor. First, there's a pending arbitration case and there's a delayed regulatory reset. Second reason, Your Honor, period provided is merely directory. Third, no implementing rules for Section 8 of RA 9511. And the fourth, the timing of public offering is addressed to the discretion of the Board of Directors in the exercise of sound business judgment. So ang prayer po sa nabanggit niyo po na 13 November 2018, ang prayer po ni NGCP ay 1, approve the extension, and 2, grant an extension of 1 year from 14 January 2019 or upon final resolution of the arbitration case. Ngayon po tama sila, nagkaroon ng desisyon si ERC noong 03 March 2020. It was issued on 27 April 2020. Dito po dininay ni ERC ang petition for extension as Coma SEDA has stated. And that, ito po yun, Mr. Chair, NGCP is directed to commence the IPO obligation within 6 months from receipt of the decision.
Correct.
And that NGCP now is directed to submit compliance report within 30 days from compliance of public listing. Dito po sa desisyon na ito, due process, nag-file po si NGCP ng motion for reconsideration dated 19 August 2020. Tapos ngayon po, si ERC, in its order dated 10 March 2021, umabot na po ba tayo dito, Your
Di ba?
Honor?
Wala pa.
Sige po.
Nag-advance ka
Sige
na. Okay. Alright. So, now you confirm, no, that nag-apply kayo 2 months prior to the deadline. And then, nagdesisyon ng ERC, sinabi ng ERC, denied yung extension nyo. So, nakalampas na yung deadline nung inyo pong statutory requirement na sinasabi dapat within 10 years, nag-IPO na kayo. And on January 28, an urgent motion was filed by the NGCP to the Commission nung progress in moving the IPO forward. Nag-file kayo ng urgent motion sa Commission at sinabi nyo, oy, ERC, eto na, magsisimula na kami ng process ng IPO. Correct, Attorney? At nung March 10, ayan na, papunta na tayo sa sinasabi mo. On March 10, 2021, yung motion for reconsideration nyo was finally denied by the ERC. At inutusan kayo ng ERC to commence the initiation of the requirement of Section 8, Republic Act 9511. Simulan na po ninyo ang IPO. At within 6 months, you have to report monthly to the ERC nung inyo pong accomplishment. Now, ang tanong ko sa iyo, would you consider this order final and executory that this resolve, the MR filed by the NGCP? Sa tingin mo ba, this is a final and executory? Yes or no?
Your Honor,
Wait, sagutin mo muna, Attorney Malyari. Ang tanong ko na simple. Nag-file kayo ng petition, prayer for extension, na denied. Tapos according sa rules ng procedure and practices of the ERC, isang beses lang mag-motion for reconsideration. Sabi sa rules will you confirm this, Mona Lisa, that according sa rules of procedure and practices of the ERC, isang beses ka lang mag-motion for reconsideration. Then, you were denied sa motion for reconsideration. Ngayon, ang tanong ko, final na ba yun and executory?
in the same order, Your Honor.
No, wait. I'm asking you. Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor, and we were given 6 months.
Wait. Before you explain, let me hear your answer. So I'm asking you, final and executory na po ba yun? Yes or no?
Opo.
Okay, yes. Now you can explain.
And in the same order, okay po. So, tuloy ko lang po yung chronology. So, in the ERC order dated 10 March 2021, which was received on 14 March 2021, the ERC denied NGCP's MR of the decision dated 3 March 2020, and that the following are maintained by the ERC in its ruling. Among others, NGCP was given 6 months from receipt of the order instead of the receipt of the 3 March 2020 to complete the public listing process or on before November 10, 2021.
Yes,
At dito
okay.
rin po, in order po kami to submit a compliance report every fifth po of the month for the 6-month compliance.
Alright, thank you. So at least klaro po na binanggit po natin, nagkaroon na ng order na final and executory yung pong desisyon ng March 10, 2021 ng ERC. Now, and it was directing the NGCP to complete its compliance with the IPO requirements until the successful listing thereof. Yun ang sinabi ng ERC eh. At dito, hindi sinabi. It did not say any IPO or any alternative thereto as may be allowed under the law. So ngayon, ang tanong ko sa Commission, what was the basis of the Commission in explicitly requiring an IPO and not just an alternative? Ito sa mga majority who have decided dito, siguro tatanungin ko si Puentes, si Commissioner Puentes. Commissioner Puentes,
Yes, Your Honor.
ano naging basis ninyo? What was the basis of the Commission in explicitly requiring an IPO and not just an alternative thereto? Bakit nyo ni-require ng IPO ang NGCPO? At yun ang sinabi nyo. Sabi nyo, walang extension. Motion for reconsideration, denied. Final and executory. Tapos sabi nyo, proceed with the IPO. Within 6 months, dali ng listing sa ERC. Bakit yun po naging desisyon na require nyo sila ng IPO?
Your Honor,
At walang ibang alternative. Yun ang desisyon nyo. Walang ibang alternative. Bakit yun ang desisyon nyo?
Your Honor, yung sa IPO naman, nakasaad naman yung sa batas. And then there was deliberation wherein this was presented to us and that is why we...
Hindi ang tinatanong
made that
ko,
decision.
Commissioner Puentes, malayo na yung sinasagot mo. Ang tinatanong ko, bakit nyo ni-require sila ng IPO? Kasi dito sa decision nyo, sa March 10, 2021, nire-require nyo sila na mag-IPO na. At nagkaroon nga sila ng urgent motion on January 28, 2021 eh. Ini-inform ang commission na sinasabi niya, ERC, andito na kami. Nagpo-progress na yung aming nagpo-progress na yung aming IPO. Ha? At as a matter of fact, according sa inyong decision na binasa ko, they have already, ito ang sinabi ng NGCP, for your information, take note that the Commission acknowledged NGCP's good faith effort to comply with the IPO requirement, citing the following actions. Ito na yung mga ginawa nila action para sa IPO. Engagement of financial advisor, shortlisting of joint global coordinators, finalization of acquisition of legal counsel, submission of a detailed grant chart with timelines, and commitment to fully onboard external advisors. And additionally, Commissioner Puentes, ito ang inyong inimbestigahang witness na galing mismo sa NGCP, si Mr. Eduardo Francisco, who is an expert. Expert siya sa IPO. At sinabi ni Eduardo P. Francisco, who stated that NGCP required more time as the NGCP IPO will be unprecedented in terms of scale. Do you remember this, Commissioner Puentes, Commissioner Digal, Commissioner Lumbatan? Do you remember this?
Reply.
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, if I may be recognized to respond. Yes. For the record.
Recognized. Thank you.
Yes, Chair. I am Commissioner Digal of the ERC po. Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honors, we do remember that we have considered several inputs of consultants then on the public offering of NGCP in deciding whether or not they were compliant.
So, you are gearing toward the IPO with your March 10, 2021 decision.
I think the wordings in the order referred to public...
Tanong ko sa iyo, Commissioner Digal, you are gearing toward IPO with your decision of March 10, 2021. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And if I may explain...
Yes, go ahead.
Because the documents then submitted to our offices and the position or arguments of the NGCP then they were already starting and they have made studies on conducting it.
Correct. And as a matter of fact, tama yung sinabi mo. Ito ang sinabi nyo. Sabi nyo, the March 10, 2021 order of the Commission was also very clear in stating that other activities were included by the BDO Capital to ensure a successful IPO and not merely the listing of such with the PSE. So in other words, eto na eh. Nagsisimula na sila ng IPO. Di ba? Noong March 10, 2021. So ang ibig po sabihin, kung nagsisimula na po sila ng IPO, which you all relied on the statements of the NGCP, ang tanong ko sa NGCP, did the IPO proceed?
Your Honor,
No, sagutin mo muna, Attorney Malyari. Did the IPO proceeded?
may interlocutory, Your Honor.
No. Tanongin mo muna, yes or no lang, tapos saka mo explain. Did the IPO proceeded?
The IPO...
Yes or no?
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm trying to make a
Yes or
complete
no,
sentence.
then explain.
The
Tuloy
IPO
po ba-
as contemplated under...
Wait. Hindi tayo magkakaintindihan hanggang hindi mo muna sinasagot ang aking katanungan. Did the IPO proceeded? Yes or no?
As contemplated in the order, hindi po. And if I may explain.
Hindi. Kaya, hindi sa order. Ang tinatanong ko, kasi in-orderan kayo, di ba? Na-proceed with the IPO. Kasi nga, nag-ano kayo eh, nag-witness kayo eh. Ang sabi ni Eduardo Francisco, yung inyong expert, nagpo-proceed na po kami sa IPO, nasa initial stage na po kami, and we will be earning or we will have investor like $1 billion coming from the different investor. So ngayon, nandito po report eh, nabasa ko lahat eh. At ang sinasabi nyo, nasa stage na kayo ng IPO. Ang tinatanong ko, nag-proceed ba kayo sa IPO? Sabi mo, no. Di ba? Then now, explain.
Your Honor, ituloy ko lang po yung chronology. After the ERC order dated 10 March 2021, NGCP now filed a motion for clarification to allow...
Wait. Darating tayo sa motion for clarification. Ang tinatanong ko lang muna, explain mo muna yung... kasi hindi kayo nag-proceed sa IPO. Sabi mo, no, you did not proceed with the IPO. So why? Explain.
Ito na nga po, because we wanted to be clarified whether we can be allowed insofar as the alternative mode under Section 8 of RA 9511.
Okay.
So, ang tanong po nila, Your Honor, is did the IPO proceeded as contemplated under ERC order dated 10 March 2021. Ang response po namin ay, dun nga po sa interim na yon, nag-file po si NGCP ng motion for clarification to allow the alternative mode under Section 8 of 9511, which is, yun nga po yung...
Wait, Attorney Malyari.
Yes po.
What is the motion for clarification all about? If there was a decision by the commission denying your petition, and then you filed a motion for reconsideration, and that was also denied, the motion for clarification should be on the decision of the denial, not on the alternative mode of the requirement that is being set by Section 8 of Republic Act 9511.
Mr. Chairman, I think we should allow the focus of this inquiry, the NGCP, to fully explain. Because once there was the decision that they are going to have IPO, Section 8 provides an alternative remedy. That's the second proviso, which I read.
Sir,
Provided that the listing in the PSA of any company which directly or indirectly owns. So can we allow the NGCP to finish? Because if we keep on interjecting, we don't have the whole defense of the NGCP.
Mr. Chairman,
so I'm asking that, Mr.
Chairman,
Kasi so many times,
I'm questioning the resource person, and I'm satisfied already with the answer that she was manifesting. Okay na sa akin yun, Mr. Chairman, basta sumagot siya ng
Mr. Chair,
tinatanong
the
ko.
Honorable Rufus, this is the time of the Honorable Dan Fernandez. And we will now, I think, NGCP, I understand your sentiments, Honorable Rufus, but I think, we will also have to make sure that the answers are straight to the point. No? I think ang hinihingi ni Dan, ni Kong Dan, ay yes or no, tapos magpaliwanag. Yan naman ang hinihingi niya. Para mapabilis ho tayo. The Honorable Dan, can you please proceed?
With all due respect with Congressman Rufus, I'm asking direct answer. I'm asking direct answer. And then I am letting her to explain. And then I don't know where the good gentleman is coming from na hindi ko inaalaw na magsalita yung ating pong resource person. As a matter of fact, sabi ko, sige, explain. Di ba?
Okay. So this is still the time of the Honorable Dan Fernandez. So you have the floor, the Honorable Dan. Proceed.
Okay. So nung March 10, nagkaroon ng final decision na denied na po yung inyo pong petition, prayer for the extension. On August 11, 2021, may order that was issued by then Chairperson of ERC, Agnes de Banadera, saying that the Commission's order on March 10, 2021, ito, you listen, ha? Ang sabi ni Commissioner Agnes de Banadera, okay? The Commission's order dated March 10, 2021 should not be taken as allowing or prohibiting any mode of ownership dispersal allowed under the law to be undertaken by NGCP as this was not an issue in the entire proceedings. In other words, hindi po siya issue to tackle about this dispersal ownership doon sa petition that you filed on November 18, 2018. So, nung mag-lapse na yung period nung January 14, 2019, at your motion for reconsideration was denied, and you were ordered to proceed with the IPO, and then you did not proceed with the IPO, then, Mr. Chairman, I believe that there was a violation of Section 8. Now, nung May 26, 2022, eto na po yung sinasabi po ninyo that another order was issued, this time by all the members of the Commission, with one dissent, si Commissioner Maceda, declaring that NGCP has complied with the dispersal of ownership provided under Section 8 of Republic Act number 9511 based on SGP's indirect ownership of 40.20% of the outstanding capital stock of the NGCP. Now, may I know from the member of the majority who have decided, who reached this conclusion, dun sa March 2021 order, sinabi nyo they have explicitly directed NGCP to complete its compliance with the initial public offering requirements until the successful listing thereof. Now, you have decided dito po sa May 26, 2022, pwede po bang malaman anong naging reason ng ating pong tatlong commissioner? Wait, Mr. Chairman, I still have the floor.
No, I have an interjection because the best evidence of what was the reason of their majority decision is the document and the decision itself. We cannot be again asking them on this particular forum.
Mr. Chairman,
The best way is to
since-
find out, to have it read by the Secretary, that decision.
Mr. Chairman-
Because that is already the best evidence rule, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Okay, ask Commissioner, sino pa bang hindi nakakasagot? Lumbatan. So, what is your reason for this? Kasi nagdesisyon na kayo nung okay, March 10, 2021, IPO na tayo. Proceed na kayo. And then suddenly, nung May 26, 2022, sinasabi nyo, na, hindi na, compliant na kayo. Meron na kayong pwede na kayo sa share swap. While sinabi nyo doon sa mga investigation nyo and hearings that were conducted by the by the ERC, that share swap was already abandoned. And as a matter of fact, kasama nyo si Mr. Francisco doon at sinasabi niya, nagpo-proceed na sila sa initial process of the IPO. Now, what is the reason or what is the explanation on this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. Chair, if I may be recognized to respond to the
Yes, go ahead.
to the question.
Ay, boss.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Lumbatan, right?
That is correct,
Please.
Mr.
You're
Chair. Thank you.
recognized.
Thank you very much. We have specified in our 10 March 2021 order, we have specified IPO because it was NGCP who elected to pursue the first mode of compliance, which is the public listing or the IPO. So, pinanghawakan ho namin yung sinasabi nila na mag-IPO kami. And thereafter, they were asking for extension to conduct or to comply with the IPO. Ngayon, ang sinasabi ho namin, hindi. Ngayon na kagad, gawin na ninyo. Now, we have arrived at the 26 May 2022 decision because prior to that, they have filed a motion for clarification, asking the Commission, if we have elected earlier IPO, are we now prohibited again to choose the alternative, which is the public listing of a company having at least 30% control of the company? The majority decision of the Commission, composed of myself, Commissioner Fuentes, and Commissioner Digal, including the former chair, Agnes de Vanadera, was that by earlier electing to pursue IPO, you did not necessarily abandon the alternative mode of compliance. And so, ang sabi ho namin, sige, dahil nga ito ang sinasabi sa franchise law ninyo, you may utilize the alternative mode. So, in 26 May 2022.
Pero Commissioner Lumbatan, if
Opo.
I may, I got your point. Will you agree with me that the petition that was filed 2 months prior to the statutory deadline noong January 14, 2019, deadline na ang petition nila is for the extension of the period of listing of the shares of stock of NGCP.
Opo.
Wala silang sinabing share swap.
Wala po.
Correct. Kung wala sila sinabing share swap, yung alternative mode of the requirements of the Section 8, nag-expire yung January 14, 2019 na deadline. Di ba?
Okay.
Kaya nga nyo, binigyan sila ng extension Bigyan nyo sila ng extension twice, 6 months, para to complete the process of the IPO. But they did not. Correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Now, yun nga ang tanong ko dito The sudden as a matter of fact dito, kay Commissioner Digal, doon sa urgent manifestation nila, sinabi mo that NGCP is also, kasi nga, I think there was a deception in here because ang sabi mo, Commissioner Digal, NGCP is also finalizing the engagement of legal counsels for the IPO and expect to finally onboard all external advisors for WID. Wala namang mention ng share swap January 28, 2021 na to. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pinag-uusapan ng share swap. Diba? Will you confirm that you have said this? Kino-confirm mo lang na, IPO na. Diba? Tama, Commissioner Digal?
If that is what is in the order, Chair.
Yeah. And ganun din kay Puentes, Commissioner Puentes. Ang sinabi din ni Commissioner Puentes, for the record lang, para at least we have the basis for all of this. Ang sabi ni Commissioner Puentes, The IPO, ito, base ito sa desisyon na nandito, the IPO will be a singular opportunity both for the investing public and for NGCP. And the company seeks full and unhampered chance without pressure of constricted timelines under the pandemic to realize it. So again, there were, walang mention ng share swap eh. Wala eh. No, the representation made by NGCP through this urgent motion and motion as well as the hearings conducted spoke lamang of the progress of the IPO. Yun lamang po ang pinag-uusapan. Now, kanina, dito po sa final order ng ERC, directing NGCP to complete its initial public offering within 6 months have become final and unappealable. Tanungin ko si Commissioner Maceda, since ikaw ay kasama doon sa mga nagdesisyon, naging final na po ba yung March 10, 2021 order ng ERC directing the NGCP to proceed with the IPO?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for that question. I wasn't present actually when the Commission adopted the order of March 10, 2021. I was on leave on that day, Your Honor. But based on the rules of practice and procedure of the Commission, there can only be one motion for reconsideration. And once the Commission has ruled on such motion for reconsideration, the decision is final and executory. Unless, of course, the petitioner files for certiorari before the courts, no, which they did not do.
So, meaning walang timely appeal or for certiorari or something?
Wala po sa records namin yan. Instead, we got a motion for clarification po.
So, the order became immutable, in other words?
It's a final order, Your Honor, based on our rules of practice and procedure.
So, yung NGCP's subsequent request for clarification, was it a, parang kasi, it's not merely an inquiry eh. Parang ang feeling ko, nung binabasa ko, parang effectively, they are suit to alter the decision eh. Because they injected the share swap, after which the motion for reconsideration was denied. And then motion for clarification to clarify the decision of the motion for reconsideration. Then suddenly, the clarification deals with the decision making. Am I correct?
I issued a dissenting opinion, Your Honor, so my answer will be very biased. I would tend to agree with that observation. Because once we issue a final order arising from a motion for reconsideration, and such order is very specific as to the directives, we cannot change what's in that order when we clarify questions, let's say from petitioners. But in this case, Your Honor, there was an order for a very specific mode of public offering, which is through initial public offering. Naka-indicate po dun sa order kasi yun. So, given that, if there was a motion for clarification, the Commission should clarify on the basis of that directive to initiate the IPO.
Correct.
And not to say you can undertake any other form, alternative form of public offering.
And that's the reason why I'm asking, kasi nga, that was the recourse that was done by the NGCP. The motion for clarification. The motion for clarification is to clarify the decision for the motion for reconsideration that was denied. But there was a what do you call that? Parang amendment of the decision by inserting if they can have an alternative mode of the requirements of the section 8. But anyway, ano ba ang difference, Madam ERC? What's the difference between the share swap? Para at least maintindihan po ng ating mga kababayan. What is the difference between the share swap, transactions, and on the other hand, the IPO? Kasi yan ang requirement ng Section 8 eh, yung IPO eh. But there was a provision there also, a word there, na sinasabi, provided. Di ba? Yung provided na yan, we need to explain and to clarify. Di ba? So, ang tanong, ma'am, anong difference ng share swap and the IPO that is being mandated? Kung titignan mo ang kabuuan ng Section 8, ang body ng provision is IPO. IPO. Di ba? So, can you kindly explain to us the share swap and the IPO?
ERC, who would like to respond to the question of the Honorable Dan?
Thank you, Your
The
Honor.
Honorable Maceda.
Yes, my understanding of a initial public offering is such that you widely disseminate such information for public offering to give chance to the public, that's why it's called initial public offering, a chance to own a part of the stakes in that company. So there's wide dissemination. A share swap agreement is more of a transaction between private entities. So the question is, does that satisfy the public offering requirement in the Section 8 of RA 9511? I guess it's the, to a certain extent, the Securities and Exchange Commission, perhaps that can also help qualify that. But mainly, if you talk about what is the directive in the order, it's definitely initial public offering. That's the order of March 10, 2021. No mention of the share swap, as of course also my fellow commissioners also confirmed earlier on. So when this came in under the motion for clarification, for me as the dissenting commissioner, the number one question was, is that in compliance with the final order of the Commission of March 10, 2021? And for me, it is not in compliance with the final order of the Commission of March 10, 2021.
Okay.
Please, the Honorable Dan
So,
Fernandez.
okay, malapit na po to, Mr. Chairman, but I still have a lot of issues, pero mamaya na lang po after ng mga members who would like to ask as well. So, dun po sa Section 8, maliwanag to sa mga commissioners po, no, na who have decided on this matter. Kasi medyo may, talaga eh, medyo, can we correct the error that was done? Because, Chairman Mona Lisa, the ERC decided on the franchise tax, the 3% franchise tax under Resolution number 7 of 2011 to pass through it to the consumer. But on your decision on 2023, Resolution number 10, sinasabi doon na hindi na pass through sa consumer. Di ba? Now, you reverse the decision of the ERC. Question, can we reverse that May 2022 decision of the ERC regarding that? Kasi kung titignan mo yung decision ng May 22, May 16, 2022, masyadong baliktad doon sa desisyon ng ERC regarding sa pag-proceed sa IPO. Tanong, ma'am, can you do the same?
We can study the matter, Mr. Chair. The matter of the franchise tax is a bit different because it's a continuing collection for, continuing obligation to, or continuing authority that was given to NGCP to collect. So what we did was to suspend that authority by issuing another resolution. But this one is a case that was decided already and made final by the Commission. But we can study it, Mr. Chair, because I myself, I have questions also.
Yes, ito, Madam, I will cite you on a Supreme Court decision regarding the proviso, the word proviso. The Office of Proviso, ang ibig sabihin ng provided na sinasabi nila dito, no? Kasi nga, ang sinasabi sa Section 8, yung public offering, kumbaga, ito yung pinakabuod nung provision na to, yung public offering, mag-initial public offering kayo. Di ba? Para may partisipasyon ng taong bayan. Ang problema, hindi eh. Sila-sila rin din may-ari eh. Now, ang sinabi dito, provided, ito ang decision ng Supreme Court, the office of a proviso is to limit the application of the law. It is contrary to the nature of a proviso to enlarge the operation of the law. It should not be construed so as to repeal or destroy the main provisions of the status. A proviso which is directly repugnant to the purview of or body of an act is inoperative and void. So meaning, Chairman, void. Di ba?
We will study it, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat. The reason, Mr. Chairman, that I'm pointing this out, the intent of the public offering requirement in franchise law is to ensure public dispersal of shares in accordance with the Constitution. How can we allow a share swap? Paano natin allow yung agreement na yan to be a form of compliance with Section 8 of Republic Act 9511 when in reality, wala naman pong public dispersal of shares that happened. What will prevent other public utilities to do the same? Sabihin ng Maynilad, sabihin ng Meralco, sabihin ng iba pang public utilities, ay, magsi-share swap na rin kami. Share swap na lang para kami rin na may-ari. Di ba? And that's my point, Mr. Chairman. We cannot allow this. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, the Honorable Dan Fernandez. The Chair, is SEC here? SEC. Attorney Tria.
Yes, Your Honor. Present.
Question. What is the treatment on a share swap? And how does this affect the corporate structure of a corporation?
Essentially, share swap, it's not a public transaction. It's a private transaction wherein it's an agreement between two parties. Example, I'm a shareholder, and then I will have an agreement with another shareholder. We can swap our shares. So essentially, the effect would be there would be a change in ownership of the shares. It's not relating to the issue at hand, it's not a public offering since in a share swap there is already parties that are decided who will own the shares.
So therefore, the law says IPO. Can a share swap take the place of an IPO?
We do not have an official position on that issue,
But-
Mr. Chair, but
Please.
it's not a public offering. A share swap is a private transaction, Mr.
So
Chair.
you're of the opinion that it is two different animals altogether.
Yes, Mr.
And
Chair.
cannot be the same, coming from the same mother.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Although the Commission does not have an official position, but
yes.
if you desire, we
You're a
can
lawyer.
submit a position paper, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, but as a lawyer, you feel that it's not the same. You're
Yes.
clear that it's not the same.
As a lawyer,
Because
Mr.
you
Chair.
said it's not a public offering, and the law calls for a public offering.
Yes,
Thank
Mr.
you
Chair.
very much, Attorney Tia.